In this video, I share some fun facts about seahorse biology while I demonstrate my step-by-step process of drawing a seahorse in pencil. Learn more about seahorses and watch my complete step-by-step tutorial on how to draw this seahorse at the link below this video. So, what's so special about seahorses? With the head of a horse, the eyes of a chameleon, and the tail of a monkey, it's no wonder seahorses have
what's so
captured
special
our
about
imagination for millennia.
seahorses?
Cultures have memorialized them worldwide, from 8,000-year-old cave paintings in Australia to Greek and Roman depictions of them on tombs and coins, pulling the chariots of Poseidon and Neptune. Their delicate beauty and nearly comical demeanor have inspired creators to feature their likenesses in books, movies, toys, games, decor, and jewelry. We're fascinated by their unique courtship rituals, in which the male uniquely carries the eggs in a true pregnancy, a duty otherwise reserved for the females of a species in virtually all other animals on Earth. Despite our adoration of them, many species of seahorses are endangered with extinction in the wild. How seahorses are different from other fish. Like other fish, they live in water, breathe with their gills, use a swim bladder to help with buoyancy, and have fins for swimming. That's about where the similarities end. Unlike the rest of the fish world, seahorses have some unique characteristics, including a horse-shaped head with a flexible neck that allows them to turn their heads and look around in a manner that reminds one of a prancing horse. Their mouth is elongated into a toothless, jawless snout, which they work like a soda straw, designed to vacuum up tiny plankton and shrimp from rocky crevices. Lacking a stomach for storing food, they must eat constantly to avoid starvation. Captive seahorses have been observed to inhale brine shrimp at a rate of 3,000 per day. Their eyes are similar in structure to chameleons, since they can rotate each independently in their sockets. Their body is covered in a series of firm yet flexible interlocking plates covered by skin. They lack the scales that other fish possess. They swim upright, though poorly, propelled forward by their dorsal fin instead of their tail, that beats up to 70 times per second. Their tail is prehensile, like a monkey's, used not to swim, but to wrap around things like coral or seagrass, to keep them from being swept away by ocean currents. They also use their tails during courtship, wrapping around their partner as they perform a floating dance that can last for hours. Males carry the offspring in a true pregnancy, unlike other fish, or other animals for that matter. The love life of seahorses. If there's one thing that everyone knows about seahorses, it's that the male is the one who gives birth. But other aspects of their love life are equally fascinating. A pair of seahorses usually spend their entire short life together in a monogamous relationship, living in one small home range. The male seahorse is easily distinguished from the female because he has an obvious brood pouch that makes him look fatter than the female, even when he's not pregnant. During mating season, which may last all year in some parts of the world, the male and female unite each morning for a ritualized greeting. The female produces several hundred eggs, which she inserts into the male's brood pouch, where they embed in a placenta-like structure for several weeks. When the time is right, the male will go through a day-long labor in which the now fully formed seahorse fry are ejected from his pouch. Fry are born with a yolk sac which serves to nourish them as they float in the water column for several weeks until eventually settling to the seafloor to find a territory of their own. So how many seahorses are there? That answer depends upon who you talk to. Scientists have discovered and named about 45 species as of 2020, but there could be over 100 yet to be found since they are so small and elusive. So who are seahorses related to? Well, seahorses belong to the family Cygnathidae, which is a Greek name meaning fused jaw, which refers to the shape of their tubular snout. The family includes a closely related pipe fishes and sea dragons, who differ from the seahorses we're familiar with in lacking the prehensile tail. They are more distantly related to trumpetfish and cornetfish, which are also long fish with tubular snouts found in coral reefs. So where do seahorses live, you might wonder? Surprisingly, seahorses live in many of the world's seas, farther north and south than one would guess. They not only live in the proverbial tropical coral reefs of the South Pacific and the Caribbean, but certain species inhabit countries ranging from Albania to Yemen. Many are found in temperate seas all the way north along the coast of the Atlantic, from the United Kingdom to South Africa, and Maine to Argentina. In the Pacific Ocean, species are found from Washington State to Peru, and Japan to New Zealand. Seahorse diversity reaches its highest numbers in Japan, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines, each of which has over 5 species and perhaps many more yet to be discovered. Seahorses are found in a wide range of shallow water and coastal habitats, including seagrass beds, mangroves, estuaries, and coral reefs. So are seahorses endangered? Well, yes, many species are facing threats to their survival that could lead to extinction. In a way, seahorses are the proverbial canary in the coal mine, in that their decline is a symptom of the widespread pollution, rampant overfishing, global climate change, and human greed that may lead to our demise as well. 12 seahorse species are currently listed as threatened on the IUCN Red List of threatened species. An estimated 150 million seahorses a year are killed for the traditional Chinese medicine trade. More than 1 million more are collected to be dried and sold as mementos, and another million are caught for the aquarium trade. Seahorses have many traits that make them more susceptible to extinction. Most live in nearshore habitats that expose them to being killed by fishermen as bycatch, especially since they tend to grab onto fishing lines and crab traps. The shallow water makes it easier for collectors to capture them for the aquarium, curios, and traditional medicine trade. Since many species live near the shore, they are impacted by pollution runoff from land and by development projects for resorts, towns, and industries. Each seahorse pair has a very small home range, so if one member of the pair is captured, the other is often left without a lifelong mate. Their beauty is sadly their worst trait leading to their extinction. We are loving them to death. We want to watch them swim in our aquariums. We want to remember our trip to the beach with a bowl of decorative corals, seashells, and tragically sometimes dried seahorse skeletons. And millions of people in Asia wrongly believe that eating seahorses can cure their ills and increase their fertility, a practice that is as false and wrong-headed as dining on pulverized rhinoceros horn and pangolin meat. So I hope in this short video you learned a little bit about the biology and ecology and conservation of seahorses, and also enjoyed watching me sketching one. Well, thanks for joining me. Bye for now.